Imagine waking up, walking up to the mirror, and finally seeing the body you've always wanted. Not just slimmer, not just lighter, but defined. Muscles popping, veins showing, and that dry, sharp look that turns heads, even from people who don't work out. Now, picture reaching that level without looking skinny, without losing size, and most importantly, without wrecking your health in the process. Sounds tough, right? Most people think it is. That's why 90% fail when they try to get shredded. They either lose too much muscle or hit a wall halfway through. And in the end, it feels like all that effort from the bulking phase was just wasted. If you want to learn how to do it the right way, without throwing away everything you've built and finally revealing the physique that's been hiding under the fat, stick with me until the end of this video, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to show you how to transform your body using the right strategies, no unnecessary suffering, and most importantly, without making the same mistakes most people make in this phase. Losing weight isn't a straight line like most people imagine. If you look at a real-life weight loss graph, you'll see 3 different lines. The green one shows what people think happens, a steady drop. The yellow one shows what really happens, a zigzag line with a downward trend. And the red one shows the daily weight changes during a diet. In the beginning of the process, you need to make some changes to your diet, especially focusing on your macronutrients and total calories to create a calorie deficit and allow fat loss to happen. But here's the deal. Calculating calories is just a starting point. It'll likely need adjustments along the way because, as your weight drops, your body's energy needs also decrease. A lot of people make the mistake of adjusting based only on the mirror or the number on the scale. And that can lead to bad decisions. Emotions, stress, and water retention caused by hormones like cortisol can hide your actual progress. One important thing to understand: during the first week of dieting, the drop on the scale rarely reflects fat loss. Cutting carbs at the start of a diet reduces glycogen stores, which hold water, leading to big drops in weight from water loss. Each gram of glycogen holds about 2.7 grams of water. So, big changes on the scale, especially after eating more sodium or carbs, don't mean you've gained fat. To actually gain half a kilo of fat, you'd need to overeat by around 3,500 calories, something that doesn't happen in just one day. Another crucial part of the process is tracking body measurements, especially your waist. Ideally, you should measure at multiple points: at the belly button, 2 fingers above, and 2 or 3 fingers below. That's because belly fat usually starts to come off from the top and slowly works its way down to the lower belly and lower back. If you only measure at the belly button, it might look like you're stuck even when you're actually making progress. During the process, it's a good idea to take strategic breaks from the diet. And no, this isn't about cheat days. It's about taking 2 to 3 weeks where your calorie intake goes back up to maintenance level. The goal here is to avoid metabolic adaptation, support hormone recovery, and improve your ability to stick with the plan. These breaks also give you a mental reset, helping you stay focused and motivated. Over time, it's normal for weight loss to slow down. That happens for a bunch of reasons. Your basal metabolism drops because there's less body mass to maintain. The thermic effect of food decreases because you're eating less. And you burn fewer calories with physical activity because moving a lighter body takes less effort. On top of that, your body starts conserving energy in little ways, like walking less, avoiding stairs, or moving less without realizing it. Avoiding extreme calorie cuts is crucial. Going too hard can cause muscle loss, create early plateaus, and ruin your workout performance. There's a limit to how much fat your body can burn per day, so slashing calories too much doesn't speed things up. In fact, it makes everything harder: sticking to the diet, staying healthy, and keeping your gains. A lot of people think fat loss means a crazy restrictive diet, just bland chicken, broccoli, and kale. But cutting, as we call this fat loss phase, is a nutritional strategy that needs planning. It usually comes after a bulking phase focused on building muscle. Alternating between the two helps you make real, long-term progress both aesthetically and functionally. And yes, you can build muscle while cutting, but it's way more efficient during bulking. A calorie deficit is the foundation of any fat loss strategy. All popular diets, whether keto, vegan, intermittent fasting, or carnivore, work for one simple reason. They make your body burn more calories than it consumes. That forces your system to tap into stored energy, like body fat, to make up the difference. But remember, if you don't have a solid muscle base, losing fat won't give you that lean-toned look most people want. In fact, for beginners or people with a healthy weight, the best move might be a body recomposition, or even a slight bulk, before jumping into a cutting phase. Teenagers, for example, are still growing and have high hormone levels that support muscle and bone development. They shouldn't follow harsh calorie-restricted diets. Instead, they should focus on eating quality food and training regularly. To figure out if now is the right time for a cut, a good metric is your body fat percentage. Guys over 22% and women over 28% can consider starting a fat loss phase. But the lower your body fat gets, the higher the risk of losing muscle during the process. That's why maintaining super low levels, like under 10% for men and 12% for women, can be hard to sustain and not very healthy long-term. Besides body fat, BMI, body mass index, can also help you decide if it's time to cut, though it has limitations. Watching your overall weight and setting realistic goals can be helpful, but relying only on the mirror can be frustrating. A lot of times, the lack of definition isn't because of excess fat. It's actually due to not having enough muscle. Strength training is essential during cutting. It helps preserve muscle mass and, in some cases, can even promote growth. Still, the most important factor is the calorie deficit. To calculate that, it's best to use a maintenance calorie calculator and hold that intake steady for 2 to 4 weeks to see how your body responds. If your weight goes up or down by more than a kilo in that time, you probably need to tweak your intake. 1 kilo of body weight equals about 7,700 calories, so keep an eye on those shifts. There are 2 popular ways to create a calorie deficit. The first is cutting 250 to 500 calories per day, aiming for a loss of 0.5 to 1 kilo per week. The second is based on a formula from Greg Nuckols. Divide your body fat percentage by 20 to find your ideal weekly weight loss rate. For example, someone with 20% body fat could lose up to 1% of their body weight per week, around 900 grams for someone who weighs 90 kilograms. Before the video summary, leave a like. If you liked these tips, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. This way you will receive more informative videos like this one. No matter the method, the key is consistency. Adjusting your maintenance calories every couple of months helps avoid plateaus. Make sure you're eating enough protein, about 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight, to protect lean mass and keep you full. Cardio is a great tool too. It increases calorie burn and gives you more flexibility with food. At the end of the day, the real secret to success is choosing an approach you can stick with. Studies show the biggest challenge with diets is sticking to them long-term. There's no perfect diet for everyone. What works is what you can do consistently, without misery. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, the results will come with time and dedication. See you in the next video.